Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode of the Windsor Wednesday Show. My name is Susie Sawicki. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode and for being part of the hashtag #YouandProud community. We have three incredibly special guests today. We are celebrating International Students Day. So before we get started, I just want to let the audience know that if you have any questions for our guests today or just want to interact with us, you can do it on Facebook or on our YouTube channels as well. So we're going to get started with introducing our guests. Our first guest is Beth Oakley. Beth is the director of the International Student Center at the University of Windsor. She is a proud three-time alumnus of the university and is a firm believer in lifelong learning. She has been employed by the University of Windsor for 31 years, providing services to students in a variety of capacities, including first-year orientation and transition support, student disability support, writing and study skills, mentorship programming, and registrational support. She is currently the director of the International Student Center and the Writing Support Desk. Hello, Beth.
Hello, great to be here today.
All right, and our second guest is Tolulope Ajayi. Tolulope is an international student from Nigeria. She is a second semester Master of Management student with a specialization in international accounting and finance at the Odette School of Business. She currently works as a front desk receptionist at the International Student Center, where she assists international students to solve their issues at their earliest time possible by directing them to the right resources. She also works simultaneously as a return to campus safety ambassador at the university. Hello, Tolu.
Hello. It's good to be here.
It's nice to see you too. And our third guest is Joy Unuatemonfoh. Joy is an international student from Nigeria and immigrated to Canada in August of 2016 to complete her studies. She got admission into the University of Windsor in 2018 to study biology and biochemistry, health and biomedical field. Joy is currently in her third year of her studies and working as a part-time at the University of Windsor as an ISC receptionist. So there we go, and welcome Joy, and welcome to our two other guests. We're going to get started with our Q&A today. Our first question will be for Beth. Beth, I just want to know, as the director of the International Student Center, what are some of the roles and responsibility you hold? And what is like a typical day in the life for you?
Okay, well, there are many things that the International Student Center does to support international students from even before they arrive to Canada, whether they're studying virtually in our new world or whether they're here as they arrive into Canada and, manage their way through their academics. So we're here to support all aspects, even exchange. So we do student exchange for students who want to go out on exchange or students who are coming in from other universities across the world. And we have a whole program for anyone who might be considering going on an exchange to study abroad for a semester or two. We also manage the Green Shield OHIP equivalent health insurance plan, which is a requirement for all of our international students. We want to make sure they're safe and well cared for while they're here. So that's managed through the ISC. As well as we have two immigration advisors, study permit support, renewals and processing, and application for post-graduation work permits. We help students to navigate as they're preparing for graduation, what they need to know. And we have lots of other events and activities that we host to make students feel at home, to make them feel part of the campus climate, to understand more about Canadian culture, Canadian weather, and all of the things that will make them to have the best experience possible at the University of Windsor.
Absolutely. And if an international student or a prospect student is watching right now, they want to learn more information about becoming a student at the university, where can they find that information?
Well, the first thing I would do if they have not received admission yet, then they might want to go to the student recruitment page to check out all of our programs. They could also go to ask.uwindsor.ca to ask very specific questions. And if they want to know more about the supports and services available or arriving to Canada, what you need to do, especially in these times of COVID restrictions, they could go to the uwindsor.ca/ISC International Student Center page. And we have so much information there that will kind of get them started and go from there.
All right. Well, there you have it. Any students interested in coming to study in Canada, especially the University of Windsor, there's some information from you. And speaking about this journey to come study in Canada, my next question is for Tolulope. As an international student from Nigeria, what was your journey to come study in Canada and pursue your master's of management degree?
Okay, yeah. Thank you for that question. So, before coming to study for my master's degree in Canada, I've always worked as a tax consultant. Where I've worked for like 3 years plus, and then I have a bachelor's degree as my first degree. So at that point, I thought of, oh, I need to improve my skills. I need to get acquainted. I need to have to pursue my career. And looking at that, I look at, okay, what else do I need to acquire? And then I thought of going into going for my master's, and then I considered Canada. Why? Because of its multicultural diversity. Yeah, that is one place I see that, oh, as an international student, I will be welcome, not minding my culture, not minding where my background, and it's because it really embraced that, and I look forward to that. Then I considered Canada, and then I looked at, okay, which school can support this, and looking at University of Windsor, I see it. Oh, it's situation in a place whereby they have cultural treats, where it will allow me for integration, it will allow for interaction, and then my the welcome cultural diversity too. This is where I'm looking at, and I want an opportunity to be able to express myself without being told off and all. Then I consider University of Windsor. And then for my course, I'm Master of Management, International Accounting and Finance. I've always wanted to be in the accounting and finance field. My goal is to be a financial analyst, and I just see the course as an opportunity to achieve my career goals, and that is why I'm here studying Master of Management, International Accounting and Finance.
That's incredible. And now that you've studied in Canada, do you hope to continue your career in Canada as well, or do you hope to maybe move somewhere in the future?
I see Canada as a place where I can actually achieve my goals. Yeah, and is a place where pursuing my career, it's made easy. Looking at the culture, looking at the economy, and looking at the background, looking at the people available, you can build a connection in this place. I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people from different culture, and I believe I'm learning from their fields. I'm learning how to interact, how to communicate, and I see this place as an opportunity to achieve that end goal. And I look forward to achieving that here in Canada.
That's incredibly, and we're so excited to see those achievements in the future. And a similar question to Joy, what has your experience at the University of Windsor been like now that you're in your final year as a biology and biochemistry student specializing in health and the biomedical field? What has your experience been like?
Well, I would say that my experience has been amazing so far. So, it's been a roller coaster ride. Like, there have been ups, there have been downs, but I would say that there are more ups than downs. I have like learned so many new things in such a short period of time. And the first time I did come to Windsor, it was very welcoming, and it did make me feel like home. And I also met like people with amazing backgrounds. And the best part about the university is that it does introduce you to new ideas, and it can completely change your perspective when it comes to how you see the world as a whole. So it's made me meet like so many people from different backgrounds, cultural diversity. And I would say that the course load was pretty intense, but trust me, it does make you academically strong. But my experience so far has been great, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I love it.
That's awesome. And speaking of courses, has there been a specific course that you maybe enjoyed the most during your career so far at the university?
Yes, that was microbiology. I love it. Like it's really, and the thing is that before I did take the course, I thought it was something that I would not like, absolutely. But when I did take the course and I took like the labs, and I saw like it was different. Like we learned about viruses, how I saw bacteria in the lab. I learned how to ground stain bacteria, and it was very, very like it was an interesting experience, and I fell in love with that course, like especially the human anatomy as well. I saw the human cadaver. I had the opportunity to touch the human lungs, the heart, and to dissect, which was very, very interesting. So I would say human anatomy and microbiology are my two favorite courses.
There you go. I'm personally not a science student, so it's always so interesting to hear another student's perspective about the courses that the university offers, because I wouldn't know, but that's so awesome. And we're going to move on to our second part of our Q&A, but before we get into that, if there's anyone in our audience today that's an international student that wants to say hi, please add a little comment down below. We would love to interact with you. All right, so we're going to move on back to Beth. What are some of the opportunities there are for international students at the University of Windsor?
Well, I would say that there's many opportunities for international students. I find them to be very eager to get involved. First of all, we have the International Student Center hosts many workshops and information sessions, normally in person, but right now a lot of them are virtual. So I would encourage students to participate in those, from anything from your rights as a tenant, avoiding scams, learning more about health and wellness, career through our career service office. There are many opportunities to learn, what job search strategies are available, and just how to be informed about so many things. And there's many opportunities on campus and off campus for volunteering, and that really can do so many things. It can, broaden your outlook, understanding about how the working world works, how networking is possible, as well as just making you feel connected, so that you're a little less homesick, and maybe you find friends as well. So many opportunities on and off campus for international students. All you have to do is look around, take a chance, get out there and engage safely. And number one piece of advice I would have, and probably the most scary, is get out of your comfort zone. So if you're always hanging around with other fellow students from your own culture, then you're really not going to be putting yourself out there, right? So you want to try and look for opportunities where you can engage with people of diverse backgrounds. Okay, so maybe you don't know anything at all about the LGBTQ community. Maybe you would like to be an ally, or that's something you want to explore more. So there are so many opportunities, and it's just a matter of looking around, following social media sites, attending events, and finding out where your passion lies.
Absolutely. And something you were saying earlier about all of those kind of little things that are so important for international students to know when coming to Canada, starting to live on their own. That's so important. It's something that not a lot of us maybe think about. And I kind of want to touch on something that I think is really interesting for students that are thinking about going on outbound exchanges from the University of Windsor. What's the way about going with that? Do you have to go through an application? What's that like?
So the first thing you need to do is think about it a year before you're even thinking about going, because it does require a lot of planning, preparation. You have to ensure that you're getting that you have opportunity for taking the correct courses, so that you're not, if you're too far into your degree program, then you might miss that opportunity. So the first step is to go to the uwindsor.ca/exchange website, have a look around, see what countries are possible, and then make an appointment by emailing exchange@uwindsor.ca, and you can make an appointment with Michelle Fitzgerald. She can sit down with you and tell you what your options are, and really the application process. For instance, for September, the application process closes in January. So we really plan ahead. And so if you're thinking about it now for next September, start looking into it now. It's that planning ahead and knowing where you want to be.
Absolutely. And I've gone on that website before, and there are so many awesome countries that students can go to. So it's all about taking that initiative and signing up. And going back to Tolulope, in your bio, you talked about how you work at the university. What do you do, and what has your experience been like?
Okay. I'm the front desk receptionist. Yeah, and it's been so amazing, I must say. Yeah. I assist students to actually provide responses to some of the challenges they may have, especially international students. Some of the challenges they may have in terms of coming to campus, in terms of settling down, in terms of visa. I direct them to the right resources. Yeah, it's been so amazing. So as an international student myself, I know there are issues students might have. They might not know where to reach out to, where to go to, and who to ask per time as we get questions related to that. It can be your student permit, and you are just confused on how should I do this? Who should I meet? Who should I speak to? Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to? We can be confused. That's it. Because I've once been in that shoe, and it can be so painful when you don't have anybody to respond to you. And that's where I'm here. You can reach out to us, you call us, you can send an email and tell us, oh, you have this issue, and then we direct you to the right thing or provide you with the fastest possible response to that issue. And that's what I do. And this experience have actually exposed me to a lot of things. It has actually improved on some of my skills, like the people management skills, because I need to relate with a lot of students from different culture, and I need to understand. So it has improved my communication skill. I need to understand your need. I need to be able to communicate to you also. And it has actually improved my networking ability. Yes, I've been able to network with different people, different students, not minding where you're from Bangladesh, from Indian, from Argentina, anywhere. Then we host events too. We can support events, and that way we are able to bring people together and actually share our experiences with them. So it's been amazing so far.
That's incredible, and it's so great that you can build your resume and network with people like that, and have that opportunity to work as a student on campus. Are you part of any clubs or any other student groups, or do you just focus on your studies and your job?
Okay. I'm also a mentor in my department, that's the Master of Management, and there it's just to make sure that first semester students settle well once they come on campus. So this too has actually improved because I need to understand your need. I try to explain what I've gone through, because some of them are still really confused on what do I need to do? How do I get an accommodation? How were you able to go through this when you came? And then I can share my experience and tell them, oh, you need to go through this. How do I get a job on campus? It's an avenue to tell them, oh, Tolu, I work on campus. You can also do this. You can make use of My Success. You can just make sure that you're online, check the different social media platform and put yourself out there. Don't just limit yourself to a particular group. So that area have actually exposed me and helped me to assist students in many capacity. They see me as a first point of contact. If they have a question, they can walk up to Tolu like, oh, Tolu should be able to provide a response, or direct us to somewhere that can help us with this. And that's how it has been so far.
Yeah, and you're kind of talking about what Beth spoke about a little bit earlier, about just getting involved right from the get-go, and you provide so many services to students that are really lucky to have you part of the Windsor community. So thank you, Tolu, for all you do. We have a question. Suman, if you have any questions regarding any courses, you can contact, we'll leave a link below for you to get into contact with our courses, but I believe you're a international student possibly in the future. So hello, thanks for joining us today. And we're going to get back to Joy. I was reading about in your bio, you had a lot of experiences that you were talking to with studying in Canada. Were there any challenges for you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some challenges that I did face when coming here. For example, adapting to the new culture. I would say that was one of the biggest challenges in general, because everything was so new to me. I wasn't familiar with how things worked here, the way of life. So when I did come here, it was so different. The food, the mode of transportation, everything was pretty new to me. And the weather as well, because I come from a country with a tropical climate. So the weather was really cold, especially during the winter. So I had to learn how to um, get like jackets and like layer my clothing in order to like stay warm. I would also say that the accommodation was also one of a challenge as well, because you have to find a good place, especially a place that's close to the university, so you can have access to always go for classes, and like it's not too pricey in terms of expenses for transporting to the university. So that was also one other factor that I did look into as well. And homesick, I was very homesick for a while because like I said, I came here at like around 16 years of age, so I didn't have any family here. So I had to learn how to go out of my comfort zone and like meet new people and just try to be independent by myself. So it did make me homesick for a while because I'm like, I want to talk to my mom, I want to talk to my dad. But after a while, I made new friends, met new people. Like I said, university made me feel like home. So I didn't really have to worry about trying to run back home or anything like that. But the challenges so far, it's minute and it's not something that you can get over and like withstand, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's like a lot of students feel that way when they go on exchange or become an international student. They don't think maybe I'll become homesick or miss being back home. But similar to Tolu, are you thinking of also staying in Canada post grad, or do you want to go back home?
So my plan, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Joy. I meant Joy.
So my plan for after once I'm done, I do plan on staying here to continue my studies because I want to go into medical school. So I do plan on furthering my studies in Canada and hopefully in the future settle here. But I'm open to many opportunities here, outside, wherever it may be. I'm open to explore other opportunities and what the world has for me.
That's incredible, and you both should be really proud of who you are. And as an international student, the work that you've done on campus has been incredible, and we're so lucky to have you. And I'm sure Beth does feel the same way. And Beth, your work on campus as well is so needed. And to all of our international students, I'm sure are very, very grateful for you as well. But that concludes our episode today. I want to give a big shout out to our 3 guests today. We're celebrating International Students Day, and this couldn't be a better group to have on. So again, thank you for everyone on joining us on today's episode of the Windsor Wednesday Show. As always, you can find full episodes on Facebook and YouTube. If you have or want to be on the show, you can send myself or the Office of Student Experience an email, and we'll be happy to have you scheduled on. So thank you again to our wonderful guests on today, and we'll see you all back here next Wednesday on the Windsor Wednesday Show. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.